Hi, so it's Brian back again. So if we look at the truck, the square body shed project that we're doing, you can see we got a little bit more progress done with it. We finished putting the back glass in, and we got the fenders on, and the hood is stripped and primed, and we stripped the prime underneath. I have it painted orange underneath. Grill temporarily in, just fitting some stuff up. And you can see inside it's starting to look pretty clean. Inner fenders, it's starting to come around. We haven't done a big lot with the engine, but as I said before, planning on putting a turbocharger on this one as well. So I'm thinking right now it's probably going to be a 78, 75 or a 76 millimeter. So and if we've looked at a lot of the videos that they're doing on YouTube, they build this turbo log manifold. So anyway, I took a cylinder head down out of there, and I bought some of them weld elbows that we have here. And this is obviously the passenger side, or sorry, this is obviously the driver's side. And the funny thing is, most people are just using the regular exhaust manifold and putting the pipe on or the V-band onto it and running around the other side. But from experience, because my buddy has one of these, is that the factory truck manifold will not clear the chassis. So I'm told. It wouldn't fit on his same truck, so it's probably not going to fit on this one. So I figured if I'm going to make one turbo manifold out of Schedule 40 and like I said, the weld ends, it's just easy to make two. So what we were looking at, which is we haven't got done, is this pipe here. This pipe here would be the passenger side, and this end goes down for the exhaust, which will hook up to the exhaust on this one. And anyway, and the goes are somewhat like that, and the T4 flange will fit on here, and the turbocharger will bolt on here. So in the meantime, what I looked at earlier, that we end up buying 8 of these weld elbows, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to need 8, because if you look at most of the stuff the guys are doing, this one here comes when we put this pipe in here, for which would be the furthest one to the front on the other side. The pipe is straight. You just use a straight piece of 1.5" Schedule 40. So really we may only need 7. But anyway, I got 2 45s, 190, and some Schedule 40 2.5" pipe. And anyway, it all came into, it was less than $50. So with the flanges being at 50, I'm figuring I should have the whole the log manifold installed on for both sides for under $100. So other than that, set of band clamps to go on here on each end, and a pipe to run in between it, but we'll work on that as we get it done. So anyway, the plan is now, we've already fitted this one. It'd be much better if I had the flanges. I was only laying them in the gasket until I get the flanges comes here. But as you can see, we've just marked and drilled out some holes, so I'll get the plasma cutter cut in between here, or you could use a hole saw. But we're going to try to like tip them this way a little. That's exaggerated there now, but that's the plan anyway. But by doing this anyway, it looks like there's going to be like a lot of room. I'll just lay them in there straight, but even if you put them all out straight, there'd be a lot of room for the spark plug wires, which is a problem I have with the Firebird. So what we'll do now, I'll cut out the rest of these while I'm waiting for the flanges, and hopefully they're actually supposed to be here today. I wouldn't bet on it, but once the flanges comes in, we can just put them all in and tack them all in place. Okay, so let's have a little look. So this is the one I actually originally had plasma cut, and we cleaned up. And all of these here, as you can see, really rough. But if you look at it, he still doesn't go down into it. So it's it fits just on top, pretty good. And they're all roughly close. So by the time I clean them up with the dog runner, they'll all fit just nice. You can see I gotta clean out in there a little. There's a lot of slag where I blew it through, and the pieces. But like I said, use what you got. Easily do it with a hole saw. It's just that I figured, even how much you lubricate it, 1.5 inch hole saw through schedule 40 is probably going to leak the blades up quicker than what I want. But if you don't have a plasma cutter, a hole saw, if you want to, I guess you could drill out little holes around it, but I wouldn't think twice about just using oxyacetylene torch and just burning the holes out. You'll get the same situation we have here, and by the time we clean them up and dress them up, it'll look just fine. So we're going to clean them up a little bit next, and we'll have another look then. Yeah, so about 5 minutes later or so, I clean up. Fits down nicely. So when we get the flanges now, we can put these where we want to, where they got to move in or out, or you know, get them all tacked in. But I mean, that's it. I mean, all we done with this was we measured the pipe and put the 45 on the end of it, see how far we had to go up, and other than that we just spaced them out and see where it went on the head. Here you can see we got the head on an angle, so what we ended up doing, go over here to this engine that's on the stand, put that there, angle gauge, put that at 90 degrees. Well, it's showing 0 on the gauge. So anyway, then we come over here and put this here on, and that, and then when it stops, it's at 75 degrees. So when the motor is in the truck, that's the angle the ports are on. So then he comes over here, and we put them on here, and you can see we put the same angle that it is over there on the stand. So when we're cutting all the holes into it and putting the pipe onto it, at least we know that it's on the same angle as what it is in the truck. It's a little tip. So there we go, we got the flange bolted onto the head. It's just tacked in spots there now. All around there. Down through the holes here. Alright. And we had it laid on the black over here. And anyway, it clears the black. The exhaust sort of ends up going towards the motor a little. But if you had to, you could just correct the angle on the back of the pipe. But other than that, it looks pretty good. So the thing is, now we're going to unbolt this here and lay the manifold on the truck, make sure it clears the chassis, and that'll be the next step. Okay, so we're under the car there now, and you can see the manifold is coming out, and we actually did turn it. So we turn the light down for a second. Quite a bit of ways between here and the engine block, and between here, so looks like there's lots of clearance. So it doesn't, how well is it see? Well, it doesn't seem to be too close to the engine mount. So we'll go with that. And you see there earlier, I had a line drawn across in red ink there, so you see where we actually turned it, and to give it more clearance on the 45. So we learned that. That's one side done, and you get the other one done now. Of course, you got to put band clamps on the back, but this one's looking pretty good right now. So I head down under the truck and I was looking in through this area here, This here seemed to be stuck down a little more than what I wanted it to, so I just pulled them up there now. So pull them up now and put them back in, and weld them on again. That's the only one that seemed to be stuck down. I mean, really you could draw a line around every one of them and trim them right back to the top of the pipe, but I mean, you got to remember it's 2.5 inches inside diameter of this pipe, so it's not going to be a restriction to it, even if it is down a 1/4 inch or so. So we'll weld it on and we'll have a look at it then.